everyone, and welcome to the Theater of Football. I'm Mike Odom, and I'm joined today by Jeremy Forbes. Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Mike, how's it going?
Pretty good. We're going to preview Wednesday's Carabao Cup semifinal between Manchester United and Manchester City. But first, wanted to discuss today's match between City and Chelsea. Jeremy, leave it to Frank Lampard to kind of put City back into some form a little bit.
I thought this was going to be a dull affair with both teams being ridiculously poor. But I guess, I guess Lampard to encourage them to be less poor than I expected.
I think Patrick and I on Friday, we both thought that there would be goals, and because of that, we both decided that it would be 0-0 draws, a 0-0 draw, and it would pretty much play out like United's match against both teams at Old Trafford in the fall. It didn't go that way.
No, I saw. Yeah, I saw that that Lampard is slowly but surely, finding a way to mess this up. When from the beginning of the season, everybody wanted to claim that this was going to be a revelation season for them, finding a way.
Well, yeah, I guess I was trolling. I won't say trolling. I wasn't really trolling anybody, but I was on Twitter seeing what the word is on Lampard. It seems like his supporters are slowly, well, not slowly, but quickly jumping ship and looking for a new manager, especially now that Thomas Tuchel is available. Yeah. So
I'm just surprised. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten more flack. And maybe that's just because their fans aren't as willing to accept mediocrity. But like you would hear every single day, one loss and all these, should he get the chop again? But then without fail, like Lampard just is able to go and go and go with the team not producing to the degree with which I guess they should. But there's no similar type of antics, so I still find that a little bit bizarre.
Yeah, well, I think it's media bias, really. I mean, the media stirs up fan bases and whatnot, and they look at Lampard as a former England great, and even though he has far less experience than Ole is the one who's supposedly out of his depth, but Frank apparently knows what he's doing. But he spent a £250 million in the summertime. Didn't really address their frail defensive issues, and now they're kind of paying the price for that.
Yeah, I mean,
and your buddy Kurt Zuma didn't exactly cover himself in glory once again today. So
it's been a long time since he's been anything worthy of playing in that role anymore.
All right, fair enough. So I think we agree that Chelsea were poor today. What do you think that City's performance today, which I thought, I mean, they had to take advantage of Chelsea's poor defending and had a couple nice finishes. Do you think they're starting to play themselves into form heading into Wednesday's game?
I'm not going to say they're playing themselves into form. I think they're going to be a little bit more confident with themselves. But even with that being the case, I'm not actually as worried about them currently, because whether they've been playing good or they've been playing slightly off of their normal high standards, United has seemingly had a response for them over the past basically almost season and a half. So I'm not really afraid of them as much anymore as what I used to be. I do feel like, there's possibility for a draw, but I think that it's either draw or United win. Like I'm not looking at City saying, oh, they're gonna either win or we'll draw with them. I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
I think that's a positive sign to me.
And with this being a one-off semifinal this year, instead of the two legs like we saw last year, if it is a draw, it'll go straight to penalties. I believe no extra time. And given we've had some hiccups when it comes to penalties, but since Bruno's come in, we've kind of shored that up. Even if he hasn't taken penalties You haven't really seen Rashford or Martial. I think he took one. Neither of them missed. City have struggled from the spot. So perhaps if it does end up in a draw, I'm not saying we play for a draw by any stretch of the imagination. We play to win
Oh,
that game in
no.
90 minutes. But maybe if it goes to penalties, we might have a slight edge. But you
Yeah,
never know. It's always a toss up, isn't it?
yeah. I actually think that it's going to initially be a cagey affair.
Hmm.
So unlike in the last few games where United have made a conscientious effort to come out and play on the front foot, I think we're going to actually take a step back, and I think it's going to actually be a cagey start, and we're not going to really start so much on the front foot. And maybe partially some of that will be from them seeing the result of the Chelsea match. Who knows? I can't say 100%, but I just have this feeling that that's going to be the case. They're going to start off cagey because they're trying to feel City out, and they're going to try to make sure that they don't make any early mistakes against City, and then later on in the game try to kill them off, almost like how they did with Wolves. I don't believe that might be the smartest idea, but I think that's going to be how the game plays out. If I'm being honest.
Well, I thought when we played them in the league, was it 3 or 4 weeks ago? I thought that we would kind of sit back and do like what you just said and feel them out, not make any mistakes, get through the first 15, 20 minutes. Because at that time, our home form's improved since that match, but at that time, our home form was terrible. Now
Hmm.
it's just mediocre. We
Yeah,
got it back up to mediocrity, I guess you could
yeah.
say.
Thank heavens it's not terrible still.
Right. But we ended up having, and I know there weren't many chances created by us and just a couple more chances created by them. But I thought we ended up possessing the ball a lot more than I anticipated. Is that something you see kind of a trend that might be starting to happen when we play City? Or because as you also put, Solskjaer has a good record against Pep overall since he took over at United. So do you see us maybe trying to play a little bit more, or maybe we go back and even beyond the first 10 or 15 minutes where we might sit off them a little bit and keep things tight?
Yeah.
Do you see us just playing on the counter attack?
Well, I definitely see where a counterattack against them is beneficial. What I will say is this: I just feel within myself that a gut feeling that it will start off slow, but taking into consideration what you said, maybe there will be some encouragement from Ollie, whether the players heed to it or not, to start on the front foot again like they have in the last two games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it'll
that'd
be
be
interesting. It'll be interesting to see what actually gets what unfolds in the match. And if we feel from watching the match if the players are doing exactly what the coach would want them to do or just reacting to the environment and to the match itself.
yeah, it'll be an interesting first 10 minutes because today's match between City and Chelsea were, I don't want to say they were all over City the first 10 minutes because they didn't really create a clear cut
Mhm.
opportunity, I felt, but they possessed the ball and they put in crosses, and it took City probably 15 minutes to get going.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see if we just go ahead and invite them onto us, or if we maybe try and maybe Ole watches this game and thinks, okay, maybe it'll take City some time to get going. Maybe we can nick an Ole nick an Ole goal, nick an early goal, and
Well, it'd
I
be
don't want
even
to
better
say
if we nick an early goal and an ollie goal.
an Ole goal,
Nick two of them.
nick two of them.
Nick an early and an ollie.
I guess
Nick
an
one in
Ole
the beginning and one in the end.
would an Ole goal be a goal in second half stoppage time or a penalty?
Probably second half stoppage time.
Yeah, let's call it that then. So that'd be
Yeah.
perfect. An early goal and an Ole goal, early and
Yep.
late.
Yep.
And hopefully City don't score two or more in between. Um,
I mean, I actually could see that game ending as a 2-1 in our favor.
yeah,
If we do nick the early goal and they peg one back, then I'd be comfortable to see us put the pressure on them to win it in the end.
yeah, that'll be interesting to
Yeah,
watch.
I'd like that. I like that. And the other interesting part is if we nick the early goal and they're trying to level the game back up, it gives us more opportunities to score that second goal as well,
Yeah,
because they
that's
will
true.
leave themselves.
Similar to the game at Old Trafford back in March last
Mm,
season,
yeah,
when we went 1-0 up in the first half and got that late goal off of the Ederson error
yeah,
by McTominay. So it could set up like that for sure.
yeah.
Um,
Hopefully he could have a good game against them again, since he didn't really have the best of games last time he played out. He can come
McTominay.
back in. Yeah, he can come back in and have a better game.
Yeah, I think I was going to ask you, McTominay and Fred. Do you see this as being a perfect game for those two to start?
Um, yeah, I'd actually probably give you, strangely enough, I'd give Pogba a start with McTominay and Fred.
Really?
Yeah,
So would you play the diamond, or would you go back to the 4-2-3-1 and put Bruno or Pogba out on the left or right?
probably Pogba out on the left.
So no diamond.
No diamond.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't play the diamond in this match because I don't see that. I mean, I don't like it in general, but I don't see it working out, especially with Fred and McTominay. I think they do a really good
Yeah,
job partnered together, both sitting and playing
yeah.
against City. I think you can
Mhm.
justify playing two more defensive midfielders.
Yeah,
But I mean, McTominay we saw against Leeds, so he can get forward from that position, so he could offer that threat.
that's fine. That's fine.
So and you want Paul to start,
Yeah, yeah. I
rewarding him
think,
for his good performances lately.
yeah, rewarding him for his good performances, but also knowing that, you could sub him off at halftime or sub him off at 60 minutes if he's playing like garbage. Woo. My love only goes so far. It's not Berbatov love. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, nothing can match the Berbatov love that Uncle
Oh my
Bobby
goodness.
has. Um, yeah, no,
When he had that,
I want to agree with you.
yeah,
I just,
you
I
don't
just
think
don't.
he should start?
No, no.
Okay.
I
What,
would,
bring
I
him
would
on what,
rather, I would
70th,
rather
70th
start.
minute?
What's that?
Bring him on what, 70th, 75th minute?
Well, I'm not saying I'd bring him on. Period. I'm not saying I'd put
Okay.
him on the bench.
Okay.
No, I would have him on the bench.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to commit to a time for. It depends on how the game's going, right? If we happen to
I
be
think,
like 2-3-0 up, I would just leave him on the bench.
yeah. I can't remember. Is he a good penalty taker or no?
Pogba,
Yeah, I can't
no,
remember. No.
uh,
Okay, so you don't want to. Not.
I wouldn't put him on for penalty purposes. That's for sure. I wouldn't make a substitution just to have him be out there for penalties.
So who are our five? I think Bruno, Martial, Rashford, and who's the other two?
Not. I wouldn't want Fred taking one. Not that I've really seen him. Um, maybe Luke Shaw.
Was he good at penalties? I can't remember.
I think he'd be okay. Um, Juan Mata's good.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
would
you could you could
if you have
put
it.
Mata on in the end of the game if you think you're going to have penalties.
Yeah, if it's even in like the 93rd minute, and you have that one sub left to use, I definitely would put on Juan at that point,
Yeah.
or I don't know who.
Is Greenwood going to be fit and play in that game or no?
I think he's fit. He was on the bench against Villa, right?
Yeah,
He,
I didn't remember looking at the bench.
yeah, he didn't get on
Started
in that
watching that.
match,
I started
but
watching that game a little bit later than the start of the match, so I didn't get to see if he was on the bench or not.
yeah, he's on the bench, I believe, and but he didn't get on. Ole was looking to try to shore things up at the
Because I
back.
think when he's played in the under 23s, he's been good at penalties. You can put him on for one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I would imagine. I haven't seen him take one, but I would imagine with his finishing ability that he should be able to take a penalty
Yeah.
pretty well. Um, but yeah, I
Well,
mean that.
let's hope it doesn't come down to that, and
Yeah,
let's hope Ollie gets over his semifinal woes.
That's right. Well, we went off on
I
a
do,
tangent there. We want to win this in 90 minutes. We don't want to
yeah,
settle for a shootout because
and I
go
do
either
agree.
way.
I do agree with you in a previous recording with that Henderson should still play. I don't
Yes.
want to see him do a similar trend of bringing in De Gea because I think we've seen in the past that has not gone over well.
Yeah, I
Whether
was
it
gonna.
just seems to be a weird kind of voodoo type thing or whatever, but yeah, that hasn't gone over well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he brings De Gea back in again. But yeah, I would leave. I would leave Henderson in to keep playing in the Carabao Cup. I mean, I don't. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't see any reason to change it up. I was going to ask you about that, so thank you for bringing it up because I had forgotten. The
Yeah,
other
hopefully he plays.
the other question I had for you. Um, so Victor Lindelof, I was reading, is basically day to day with his back injury. That tends to
Hmm.
be how back injuries are.
Yeah.
I thought I read something. Maybe Ole said this, or maybe it was a reporter, a journalist reporting it. I don't remember that. Lindelof had been starting to train again right before the Villa match.
Hmm.
Would you want him to come back into the side for Bai, assuming Bai
No,
hasn't picked up any injury?
no,
No.
no. I think as of right now, Bailly and Maguire is the best combination that we have, and I would like to see them play again at the back with Wan-Bissaka. I could care less if it's Shaw or if it's Tellis on the other side, but just definitely those three:
Yeah.
Maguire, Bailly, and Wan-Bissaka. Bailly, just in my opinion, has a little bit more strength and a little bit more speed than Lindelof does.
He's got more pace, that's for sure, than any of our other center backs, in my opinion.
And we need that to go along with the Maguires.
And I also think he's the most proactive too.
Yeah. Sometimes it can put us in trouble because he'll be a little bit rash, but for the most part, his proactiveness gets out of trouble more than it puts us into trouble.
Yeah, I prefer proactive center backs instead of reactive. I mean, I guess a good center back pairing, you have a proactive center back and a reactive center back,
Mhm.
which I see Maguire and I see Lindelof both as reactive center backs. So, whichever one of them plays next to Bai is fine by me. But I really think Bai is our best center back in the club, and he's the only one who I see as proactive. Now I see
Mhm.
Tuanzebe potentially being a proactive, strong center back too, but we just haven't seen enough of him, especially as a center back, have we?
No. Now I could see if we're trying to hold on and conserve for a close win, putting him on as an extra kind of defensive player,
Mm-hmm. Right.
but not to start.
No. And
But we
I'd
haven't
rather.
heard anything of any knock on by, have we?
What's that?
We haven't heard of any knock on by, have we?
No, I'm just so his injury record is just so poor that he's played what he just played his fourth match in like 10
Yeah, I'm not
days.
even trying to say anything because I don't want to jinx it.
Well, I don't want to. I don't want anything to happen either, but I'm just saying it's a long it's 3 days between now and the when the
No,
game will happen, and he's picked
he
up
can pick,
injuries in training before. So
yeah, he can pick
um,
up an injury playing too hard. Probably shouldn't even train him at all, but just do gym work.
that's you actually bring up a really good point there. Maybe Tuesday, maybe tomorrow even.
Let him
Just
watch film. Let him watch film of City and do gym work.
yeah, film work and gym work.
Mm,
No, he doesn't. He does as Ole
no
likes to say that
contact.
when players are on the grass,
Yeah.
keep by off the grass. Keep him off the grass. Keep him as far away from the grass as possible. Keep him in the
Oh,
gym. Keep him in the film room.
yeah. Keep
You don't.
somebody to distract him. Do a little dance with 6 feet distance.
That's right. That's right. Maintain that distance. Um, yeah. Why take the risks at this point?
I
Um,
know. no, I don't want to jinx it. I was saying at his last match, he should have been man of the match and gotten a 10 rating because he's been healthy.
Also, yeah, you didn't like my 8 rating for him, and
No, I
my
did not.
giving Pogba the man of the match also with an 8
I
rating.
was okay with you giving him man of the match, but I would have loved to seen Bailly get at least a little 9 and 10 just because he's been healthy for so many games back to back.
Well, I gave Bai a man of the match award for against Wolves, although
Very good.
that was I mean that was a hard game to watch. So it's hard to give
Yeah.
a man of the match, but he was definitely the best player I thought for us, and since we ended up winning it, I gave it to him.
Okay, so how about we have a bet that if we win this match and he plays well, that you will give him a 9 or a 10.
I'm
You
not.
might not get man of the match, but you'll give him a 9 or a 10.
I won't let you. I won't let you influence me in that way. I have too much integrity to have you influence me
Oh,
like that.
very good.
Having said that, I don't think we win this match unless Bailly plays and he plays, close
Well,
to his capability. Yeah, so he probably will be one of our standout players.
yeah, he'll definitely need to be.
But
I
I'm
mean,
not I'm
just
not just gonna
because.
throw him a 10 for staying healthy. I mean, I
I
can't do
mean, with a player like that, you kind of probably need to.
that. He'll get on our Twitter page and be like, "Oh, I got that 10 for staying healthy. I got to keep going and keep staying healthy so I can keep getting those double digits."
Yeah, you never know.
All right, fair enough. Before we go, last but not least, what is your score prediction for Wednesday's game?
Wednesday's game, I'll probably give it a 2-1.
2-1 to
2-1 in
United.
United's favor. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been close to what's been happening between the teams as it is over the last season and a half. It's usually in between 2 to 3 goals in the match. So 2-1.
Yeah, we beat them 2-1 at the Etihad and again in the Premier League back December 2019, December 2019. Sorry. So yeah, repeat of that maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go I feel like I got us off on the tangent of talking about penalties. I'm gonna go with 1-1, and we'll win it on penalties.
Okay.
I don't feel good about that, but
Well, all you got to do to balance that out is say that Pogba's going to have a terrible game. Then he'll just be brilliant and we'll win.
that's right. For those of you out there, before the Villa match, I texted Jeremy and I was like, this does not feel like a game for Pogba to me.
Well, and you basically have said the same thing now, so he's going to play an amazing match.
You're right. I
And you'll
have. I said I wouldn't start him. So,
you'll
yeah,
be
I think
WhatsApping me his new nickname, which we will only reward our fans the um the showing of that name if he comes on and plays and help us win this game. Your
fair
new
enough.
name dubbing of Pogba.
Fair enough. I just hope we get over the semifinal hoodoo.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I want. But the curtain is now closing on the theater of football. Enjoy the semifinals of the Carabao Cup this midweek. I believe Spurs play Brentford on Tuesday, so we'll know if we win who we would play in the final before
Yeah.
the Manchester Derby. So, Jeremy, thank you for joining
Go
me.
Southampton.
Oh yeah, Southampton plays Liverpool tomorrow.
Go Southampton.
Premier League, so Southampton can maybe get nick something there, and we win our game in hand. We could go to Anfield with top spot in the league.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, thank you for joining me as always.
Thank you.
I'm Mike Hodem. Take care and have a great week. Oh, hello. Thank you for watching the Theater of Football. If you think Mike got it wrong yet again, please leave your thoughts in the comment section below.